Good evening, my people. This is Mama Evelyn coming to you from her studio, and I'm just gonna do a quick video on how I've discovered that I like to paint wood with my fingers or with a cloth. You get better coverage, it's smoother, it's blendable. So I'll talk about that in a minute. These are shapes, if you can see, these are shapes of laser cut pieces of wood that I got from either David Shearer, who's been a longtime supporter, and he's given me his excess from where he makes his clocks. He makes these beautiful, whimsical clocks. I believe his brother is also a clockmaker, and they just do fantastic work. And they give me the offshoots. I feel blessed over the years to have been given the offshoots of these pieces. And in the last couple of years, I uh, discovered a lady named Karen DeGuire, and it's KarenDeGuireCreations.com, and she gave me, or I purchased from her, a bag, a whole big, well, a box of what she calls laser poop. So that's exactly what laser pieces that fall on the floor are. They are the poop from the laser pieces that you use for whatever project you're doing. And she gave me these beautiful little pieces here. And so I decided, because I am a word connoisseur, a sayings connoisseur, I love sayings and inspirational sayings and uplifting sayings, and sometimes cheeky sayings, sometimes I put you in your place saying. But yeah, I have like over 200 of them. And I just wanted to show you that these beautiful pieces of wood, some are 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4. Some are odd shapes. I have some other odd shapes, but this just shows you just the beautiful colors. Now, the paint I used, I need to paint the back of that. The paint I used was acrylic gouache. It is matte, it blends beautifully, and I just would like take my fingers and take some gouache and spread it on, and then I maybe take another color and blend it in. And if it's too hard to edge, and just spritz a little water on there or wet your finger, and it's just great. I just love the way. And then there are the other paints too. I just think painting on wood, if you're going to use them in art and you don't want brush strokes, it's best to put it on with your fingers or with a wet rag. I don't even use baby wipes because they tear, maybe a nice soft cloth. But yeah, I have a lot of these tiles that I've painted, and I plan to do this with them, make little pieces of art with just the art or with good, sayings on it. And this one says, I am never alone and nothing is impossible. And yeah, I put some Swarovski crystal on here, and I kind of layered it up. And I probably will put a magnet on the back of these. I think that would make it more versatile, and then they can just stick it to the refrigerator. But this is just an offshoot, some crazy whimsical thing she did, and this was an offshoot, or laser poop as Karen likes to call it. And I just thought it was so cute, and I painted it, and then I put one of the adinkra symbols, and I put a Swarovski crystal in the middle, and I just thought that was really pretty. And then I had discovered this on Etsy, these beautiful uh, vintage pictures of black women, beautiful black women, and I put her on here. I like to tear the paper. It gives a much more organic edge. And then I have some little charms. I have so much stuff, I tell you. If you're an artist, and I know you are, you just have stuff. You have stuff. And, you're like a stuff tamer. You have to keep it under control. So, yeah, I have to keep it under control. But, yeah, and I put the Ohm symbol there. And then this one was really cute. It says, stop hiding. And this is a picture. This is the picture. I get the Llewellyn Witches calendars every year. And this was probably one of the pages, but on the back of the calendar, they're the small versions of whatever that month was. And so I always save them because they're so beautiful. And then I put a little bug right here, and I thought that would be pretty. And this one here, I swirled some purple gouache and some white gouache, and it says, feel it, see it, have it. You got to feel it first, you know. You got to feel it first. And then I put a butterfly on there. And then here, I like this one. It says, a ship is designed to take you places. So if your friendship, companionship, partnership, or relationship isn't taking you anywhere, abandon ship. And then I put a little emblem that says love there. And then this one just says freedom and has a butterfly on there. Yeah. Yeah. And then I, like I said, I'm going to put magnets on the back. So I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration of how I paint my wood. This is so you don't have brush strokes. And I may start doing this with bigger pieces if I work on bigger pieces of wood. So we'll take this, and I'm going to grab this color. I gravitate toward oranges and, golden yellows and bright yellows and reds. But I do consciously incorporate all the colors all the beautiful colors. I really do. And so this is palette paper, disposable palette paper. I'm just going to put a little dab there. And then I'm going to take this cloth and I am going to wet it a little bit. I always keep some water here on my desk. Yeah. So I wet it, and then I take it. I should have some gloves on, but I get really excited and just start working. And yeah, you just rub it in and see how well that blends. And then it shows you the wood grain. You can always put more than one coat, make it a little heavier. See, that gives you a nice, smooth, but beautifully colored surface to work on. You'll see that? This has a little shimmer to it. Yeah, and it dries so quick. You can even just go right ahead on and do the back. Get it to those edges. Yeah. See? I thought that was really cool. And let me do another color. I find heavy body paints work well. The bottles of paint are a little too thin. You have to put too many coats. And I want this to be a one and done thing. So take this. Yep. Look at that. This is much quicker and easier, and just they dry quicker than using a paintbrush. See that? That's a nice color. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Seems like when the laser cutter, you get the burn marks on the back. So that's why I cover up both sides. Okay. So that's how that goes. So if you can see, that's how I paint my wood pieces. Yep. Okay. So I'll come back at another time with another video. You have a great evening. Peace.